guys, we're back at Mirror Lake in Canada. So yeah, just got here, got the boat blown up. It's about an hour into light. It's really misty, as you can see behind. It's 36 degrees now, and it's only about probably 6 in the morning. It's going to be 40 a day, 40 tomorrow, and then drop in as the week progresses. And so I've just come into a swim, new swim, never fished it. First time back after last September, October. So this is my third trip. So quite a few fish on the sounder. So new spot, 20 foot deep. It's midsummer, so it's a lot hotter. So to me, it's a little bit different for me, because normally September, October, fish are in the deeper water, the water's down, but the water's up, right up now at full whack. So yeah, so it's a different ball game at the moment. So yeah, I've seen about probably 10 fish crash around about casting range. So hopefully I can cast from the bank. Yeah, say it's about 20 foot, 19, 20 foot deep. Don't look that snaggy. I've got the boat anyway if I need it. We're going to go out, put a marker out, do some baiting up, a little bit more echoing, and I'll sign back a little bit later, see what goes on. Well, if you want to subscribe down here if you want to see more videos of carp fishing in Canada with Paul, your carp guide. So yeah, let's get on with it. Mirror Lake. Now if you can see the echo down here, it's 22 foot, and there's definitely groups and groups of fish in the 20 feet, 19 to 20, anything like a little bit shallower than that. They don't seem to be. They seem to be just on that drop off in that 20 feet. So there's clumps of fish there now. I mean, you can see them. It's probably hard to see from there. But 75 degrees the water temperature. It's mega warm. So I don't know when the bite time will be, because it's obviously I've not even put the bait out yet or the markers. So we will find out when we do a 24-hour session and see when the feed time is. So they're still showing. We'll try and get as closer to the bank as possible in the deeper water. So try and get away from casting it instead of keep going down the boat. It'd be nice to do that, because normally it's quite, normally you're out on the boat all the time dropping baits and stuff, so it's just that little bit harder. So now it's 19 feet now, 1920, so it's gone up 3 feet. It's not a bad range. It's about 80, 70, yeah, it's about an 80 yard chuck. It looks about an 80 to here, to this 20 foot drop off here. There's still fish showing. There's quite a few fish showing. Not jumping as much. At first light there was 10, 15 crash out here. Didn't see anything big jump. They were sort of, average stamp here. There's a lot of doubles to low 20s in here, but I'm just trying to get that one big one, try and beat the 40 pound 4 ounce that I had in October. And it's the 21 feet. $22 feet. So all I've got it's just a marker with two 8 ounce leads on, just a bottle, nothing fancy. I've got don't move, hopefully the kayakers don't touch it, and I've got, I don't know how you say it, but I've got it written in French as well, because obviously there's a lot of French kayakers around, and they probably won't be able to read the English, I'm not sure, so got to be bilingual. That's unreal. It's only 76 degrees water temperature, and this lake's 50 foot deep in the middle, and it's 4.8 kilometres long, and it's 10,700 acres. Just full up with mirrors. Not even a common's been caught yet, so we're not even sure there's commons in here, but they're all been stocked up with Israeli mirrors. I mean the sounder, you don't normally go to what all the fish you see, but the majority of the fish in here are, that are stacked up, that are normally shoals of carp, and I'm picking loads and loads of fish up out here. Bottom seems, it's got a little bit of a softness to it, just a little tiny touch, but it's nice to drag the old marker, drag the 2 8-ounce leads on the bottom. It's just, you can get a little bit of a feel. It seems to me it's got like, just like an inch or maybe 2, if that, of soft clayey bottom. I ain't felt really no rocks. It's not bad bottom. Completely clean, look, no weed, nothing, just a very tiny, not even hardly anything really of even clay. Just trying to get the bands over the actual cord, just to give it some tension. Got some mainline, the diamond whites, soaked up in some CCH mix, sort of smell, and a bit of corn steep liquor, mainline, with obviously diamond whites. You got to get on the mainline. They seem to have it everywhere we go. Oh, a fish just jumped actually closer than the marker. It won't just crash straight behind us, right on the line really. Good sign, good sign. Stacks of fish on the sounder down here. It's absolutely stacked up, so whether they'll have a good old feed up on the main line or not, time would tell. Let's get a different position for the put a little bit of mixed maize, crushed maize. I've got like a 7-bean tin mix with chickpeas and apricot. There's all different. There's kidney beans. There's everything in there. That whole complete bang. Just to give you a little bit more of a variety. But I'm going to try and stick with boilies, and I'm probably going to hit on the pop-ups, slightly bigger hooks. So if I hook anything decent, hopefully she's on the bank. Just see a fish over there crash, just a little touch further out than the marker, but that looked a pretty decent fish actually. It was about 100 yards away, but just putting a very, very small, sparse, just scattering, you know. I'm not going to overdo it because I just don't know how many fish are out here and are they all going to feed. Can always come back, put more bait in, but you can't take the bait out, so you just got to be a little bit careful on the first session. That's it. Let's go. Here we go. Been here 4 hours. Got it at first light. It's just got now. It's 40 degrees, red hot, thinking nothing's going to happen. And then just this little, it's only a little double. It's about 14 pounds, something like that. I landed it off the boat, but I thought I'd bring it back because it's my first one out of Mirror Lake. Look at that. That's the type of fish that we're after. That condition, just about 5 times bigger. But I'm well happy with this one because it's the first one on the mat. Right, so it's 5 o'clock on the first day in the afternoon, and I got here about 7 o'clock in the morning, but I've only been fishing maybe 3.5 hours, maybe 4. There's a carp angler down the bank a little bit, and he's been here all week, so I had a little shoot down there, a little chat, get a bit of the scoop that's going on at Mirror Lake. Unfortunately, he ain't done that well down there, unfortunately, but he's given it a good go, and it's been extremely hot, well hot. I mean, it's 40 degrees. It's going to be 40 tomorrow, 40 the day after, and then we've got a rainstorm on a Monday, Tuesday. I think we've got a lot of rain coming, so happy about that one. It's dead calm, boiling hot, just takes straight out of the blue, comes straight out of the blue, no reason, just single bait, chucked from the bank. I baited up this morning on a marker, filled it all in, and then chucked a single bait on top of it for about 3.5 hours, and then it rattled off. I went out on the boat. First fish, I was a bit, like, should I play it from the bank? You know, if I lose it, I'm going to be gutted, but the thing just hammered off. I mean, unreal. I mean, it's only 15 pound, but absolutely melted away. Must have took 50 yards straight run, straight in the deep water. So it's given me an idea roughly where they're coming from. So I'm in like, I've got like 10-foot margins, and then it goes gradual, like 15, 16, 18, 19, and it goes to 22, 23. And I'm on about the 22, 23. I've got the marker there, and I'm dropping back. So I'm probably in around 21 foot. Just on that sort of next drop, and then it just keeps going real slow, and drops down to 30, 32, 33, but that's like 200, 240 yards out. I mean, I've got plenty of line to go that far if I have to, but the fish I see this morning crash when I was coming into the swim, I see about 15 fish jump. It's like spattery all over the place, but they weren't no further than the 22 foot. You know, in the 30 foot, they weren't jumping. They were jumping in the 20, mainly in the 19, 20 foot. So that's why I've obviously concentrated on that spot. But obviously everything changes as it goes. Like tonight could be, you know, they could start crashing closer in. I don't know, until we do like a 24-hour session and get the day and the night in. And then we can see roughly when the bite time is. I normally got it like just before light, running in to about sort of 10 o'clock in the morning. That was September, October, obviously a lot cooler temperatures. I don't know, I'm midsummer now, so I don't know what the, if they will shut off. They probably will shut off a little bit quicker than 10 o'clock. They probably shut off at 8 or something in the morning, so yeah, time will tell. We'll soon find out when I sign back in the morning, or even later this evening, hopefully with another fish or something. It'd be nice to have another 1 or 2 takes out of the blue before it gets dark, just to settle you in the groove, and you know you got the right rig and you know, I've got a swivel rig on with an 18mm mainline IB soaked up, and the hook just sinks the bait, so the hook's laying flat and the bait's standing up on the swivel, and it's sort of bouncing off the bottom, so it's very, very crucially balanced, really. I was going to put a shot under it and bring it up, but when I put it in the edge, it sunk real slow and it just touched, so I took the shot off, and that's what they're all doing now. It's just perfect. So I've got a size 2 hook on. I went up a little bit heavier on the wire and the size, because you got some big boulders scattered around, and when the fish kite, they go around a boulder and snag you right up. And I've had them before, they snag you up and then they shake and bang and whatever, and then the hook goes, you know, it slackens up and the hook goes. So I thought just a slightly bigger hook just might give me that more of a chance to get back out in the boat and get on top of them and see if I can get them out of the rocks. Well, obviously that one I went straight out to it, no problem, all open water, no problem. It dropped the lead, because I've got the lead clips on, so I can drop the lead, so 5-ounce leads, so it dropped them. I got out there and the lead was gone, so, you know, no biggie. I don't want to drop them on every 15 pounder though. Oh, there we go. I got a bite. Out in the boat, out in the boat. God, it's going crazy. Absolutely nearly sprawling here. I'm going to sign off and I'll sign you back in a minute. Woo! Yes! That one's a bit bigger. Get in there. Get in there. Oh yes. It's not a giant, but it's a little bit bigger than the last one. $27.5 of Mirror Lake magic. Look at that. That's not bad for 4.5 hours fishing. 2 fish, 1 rod out there. Look at that. In the sunshine, absolutely scorching hot it is. You wouldn't think. These fish actually feel cold, so that's good. I mean, the water high temperature is 74 degrees. That's at the top, and then this was caught at 24 foot, so it's obviously a lot cooler down the bottom. But look at that. Let's get amongst some more of these. That's nice. I'm happy with that. Getting about 7 o'clock in the afternoon. They're just starting to feed. I just put the rods out, got back, sat down, bang. This one was off straight away. Look at that. Well, it's gone 8 o'clock on the first day, and say 4 runs, 1 lost, a 15, a 25 and a 27.5, and the odd one's crashing now as the first day closes. So I've been fishing maybe 7 hours, 7.5 hours. That's not too bad. Let's see what happens through the night, and I'll chat back with you a little bit later, or maybe in the morning. There we go. I just lost 2 fish on the bounce. One cut me off really close in, small fish, and one just fell off after about a minute. Then this girl just rattled off, absolutely. I went out in a boat, had an epic fight, absolutely. Got beaten up, snagged me up, went about 130, 140 yards out, and about 60, 70 yard run. Look at that, 37 on the nose, exactly 37 pound. Look at that. She's one big beast, look. Big old rubbery lips. Look at that. Second morning, first light, just got light. It's about 6 o'clock in the morning. First light. 3 takes, bang, bang, bang. And this little girl hits the mat on the old diamond white main line. Second morning, then I've done a 24-hour session. Yeah, so the bite time is around 5 to 7 o'clock in the evening yesterday, and this is the first day, or the second day I should say, but it's my first full day. And this morning it was around 4:30 in the morning, just as it's starting to get light, and it ran up to probably about 5:30, very, very short feeding spell, but I had 4 runs. I had 1 cut off, 1 fell off, and 2 30s, and I've had 2 like aborted takes, like absolute and just stop. So whether they're cats or they're just aborted takes, I'm not sure. I'll bring back the rig fine, everything's spot on, you know. But that big fish, like the 37, the big one, yeah, I mean, like when you get the runs, like anything like 25 plus, they all just seem to pick it up, and I'm fishing about 100 yards, and I'm in 23, and it starts to drop a bit deeper and a bit deeper and a bit deeper, but they pick it up, and then they, like the bigger fish, go straight down that ledge. They just keep going out and out and out and out and out and out, and they go down and down and down, and there's all wood and stumps and stuff down there. There's a few rocks, but it's mainly wood. I pulled up a big stump yesterday. I got caught on it, and then I lost the fish, and I pulled it up, and I pulled the whole stump up, and I took it out about 200 and dropped it to get rid of it. But that's where the fish, I think, seem to be living, and then they wander out and they come up the ledge, start like snooping around for food, and then bang, you get the bite, and they go straight back to that ledge and where the stumps are. Which is probably about 27 to about 29 feet is where the stumps are, but that's like 150, 160, maybe 170 out, which I can do it. I've got a boat, you know, I can do it, but why do it if you can get them in the 23 and try and keep them this side of the wood, you know? Well, that's the plan, because last September I had one on the other side, and it absolutely done the same thing. It just hammered off. I had no boat, and it just went and went and went and went. And they're definitely the bigger fish, and you can feel them. They're real heavy and sort of, you know, nice steady pulls, and they keep going and going. They just don't stop. And then they get caught on rocks or stumps or whatever, and then you lose them. I lost 2 fish last September doing that, so they're definitely the 30 pluses, or if not, could they have been upper 40, 50s, you just don't know. But yeah, that one done the same sort of thing, that 37, it done the same fight, felt the same, had an epic battle off the boat, round and round and round, kept mid-water, and then shot down to the stumps a couple of times to try and snag me up. But obviously, a bit of luck, and I kept it above, and it's on the bank, that's the main thing. So yeah, let's see what today brings. I'll sign off, and it's going to be 40 degrees today, 36 at 12 o'clock, and I think at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock it's going to be 40. So not looking forward to that. There's going to be a load of boats out here, and boiling hot, which is obviously unfishable, so I'll probably reel in and have a little snoop on the boat and echo and just check out what's going on. Might even check out another spot yet, I don't know. Okay, I'll sign off, and hopefully, probably bite time is around 4 or 5 o'clock this evening, so we'll have the baits in the water by then, and hopefully I'll be back showing you another Mirror Lake carp in Canada. Yeah, so it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, just got one rod out, brought the marker in. So you can see all the boats out there, there's hundreds of boats, and it's on a Saturday on the weekend, so they're picking up the marker, moving it. So I just dropped a bait 120 off the boat and for the baits, and just leave it out in the deeper water just up to about 5 o'clock, and then when the boats calm down, new marker, rod back out, ready for the evening. 40 degrees. 2 days in a row, and tomorrow's 37, and then we're dropping with some rain, so 24 pound happy days with that. Take out the blue on day 2, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Woo! £21. I've got another one that's a little bit bigger in the net. I went out on the boat and dropped it, come back in, went to take a picture of this one, and then the other one rattles off. 2 takes, 2 20s on day 2. There's the second one, another 21 pounder, 2 20s, 2 21s. Look at that. Pristine Mirror Lake, Canada. Right guys, this is the second evening. This is Saturday night. It's been absolute mayhem on the water. I've never seen so many boats in my life and paddleboards. I mean, they're all been good, you know, brilliant and whatever, but obviously they come straight over your lines, and I've had about 4 or 5 times drag my lines in. I haven't put a marker out because the people just keep picking it up. So if this rolls on to Monday or Tuesday or something like that, then no boats out there, I will put a marker back, because it definitely gives you more multiple takes than going out in the boat, just swinging your lead down, and for the boilies, a little bit of maize, and then coming back, you're fishing for one bite. You're not fishing for like multiple bites. So that's okay, but obviously, you know, if a big fish comes along, brilliant, it's going to pick that bait up pretty quick. But if not, then obviously it's one take, and then that's it, it's done. And you can see I'm getting a bit red. It's so hot, I can't believe it. It's 40 degrees. It's going to be 29 degrees all night. Yeah, all night in the pitch black. How can it be 29, nearly 30 degrees at night with no sun? It's just crazy. But yeah, I think what I'll get 3 bites today. I think just like low 20s. But just stuck one rod out. I slept a little bit. There was all the mayhem going on and stuff. Chilled out in the water, and you know, cooled down in the water a little bit, and just, you know, took it easy today. It's just too hot, and still seemed to sneak 3 runs, so not too bad. I'm sort of pretty happy with that, and plus they were scraper 20s, so it was sort of worth going out in the boat. Now I had nothing at night. The night bites have been dead. Like from 7 o'clock, which is close to now, 7 o'clock in the evening, like it's gone all calm now, and it just looks all the boats are moving away, and you just think this is perfect bite time, but I haven't had it yet. It's completely dies on you, and all through the night you hear a couple crash here and a couple crash there, but nothing happens, like not even a bleep. And then about 4:30, and it's just starting to get a little bit light, and then bang, like the rods that you think are in the wrong spot or whatever, they've been sitting there from 7 o'clock in the evening the day before all the way through the night. You think, oh, I'll get up and move them, and then whack, 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 like 2 of them just scream off. It's like you know, it's mental, and it's been like clockwork. The feeding times have been like near enough spot on within 20 minutes, so crazy, absolutely crazy. But I had a skirts round. I went round the whole lake today as well. So I sort of spent an hour off the swim sort of thing. Went all the way around all the margins, all the points, and echoed and looked around, and see a couple of fish jump here and there, but nothing tremendous. And on the sound I didn't pick that many fish up, but this swim seems to pick up groups of fish. You know, even in the heat of the day they seem to be around. So I found a spot in the swim where there's definitely dead wood down there. I mean, I'm bringing up black sticks like this when I'm getting caught up and I'm pulling it and snapping it. Black sticks coming up. So there's like bushes and a bit of dead wood down there, and it's sort of scattered around a little bit. So it's a little bit snaggified, but that's the hot spot. You know, it's in line with a marker that's anchored in the middle, and if I get the bait on that 100 metres and get it right on there, you're amongst the dead wood, and that's the banker rod. That's the one that seems to be doing all the fish. So, you know, obviously if you come off it, it slows right down. It's weird, like they just don't seem to want to wander off it. They like that bit of timber down there, you know. They probably go there to actually feed natural, and then obviously the hook bait sitting there, bang, there you go. So, yep, so all traps are set for tonight, and if I can get a night take, it'll be an eye-opener there, but then it's nice to have a sleep up as well, so it's not end of the world if I get them all at first light. So I'll sign off, and I'll sign back in when another fish is due for you to see. Laters. Day 3 morning. Very quiet night again, and this morning it's 6 o'clock now. Normally I would have had 2 or 3 takes by now, but very, very quiet. A couple of fish showed. This is only a little baby. This is like 11, 12 pounds, something like that. I ain't weighed it, but I thought I'd just show you because it's been quiet. But hopefully a couple of more are on the horizon for day 3. Go fish number 2, 19 pound. Only another baby. There's a few babies crashing out there. Don't seem to be a lot of big ones around at the second, but very welcoming after a very slow evening, and night was dead, so as usual. But there we go, just refreshing the rods, see if we can get amongst some of the bigger ones. There's another little baby, 17 pound. There's a lot of small ones out there at the minute this morning on morning 3, but all welcoming because they're mirrors in Canada. Look at that. It's a pretty one, it's got some nice scales down the middle. There we go. A little bit bigger, 20 pound, 8 ounce, scraper 20, and a little bit bigger, but still amongst the smaller ones, but 20 pounders all day long, not too bothered. But look at that. There's got to be some big old girls out there. There's got to be some more. It's just time for them to move through. There's the old scruffy bob from Darren's days in the 90s, well, late 80s, 90s. All sealed up, ready to go. Yes, we are. That's my little. Well, this is on the 3rd morning. As you see, I had 4 or 5 runs now this morning. Strange one really, because I've been going out in the boat and placing the baits down, and then bouncing it and make sure it's clean and throwing bait out and whatever. Done that last night for take time for the evening. It didn't happen, so I thought, strange. Nothing showed, and it was quite hectic yesterday afternoon with the boat, so I thought, okay. Then this morning nothing happened, so I brought one rod in. Well, I picked one rod up and done one wind and it was snagged. Anyway, went out, cleared that, put a new rig on, dropped it, got back. Yeah, within 10 minutes, bang, it went. So I've done it again and again and again and again, and like 5, I think it was 4 runs, yeah, 4 or 5 runs, something like that. I can't remember exactly, I've forgotten now, but so I lost a couple this morning as well. I think I had 3 fish, lost a couple or something. Yeah, so it was snagged, and it was like the main rod in the main spot, which is obviously full of snags. Yeah, it was snagged. It's the first time ever. Couldn't believe it. So last evening, night, and feed time this morning, like an hour into feed time, nothing. And then I decided to move it, and then it was snagged. So yeah, gutted really, absolute gutted, because I lost all that period of time, And it's really hot. It's 39 degrees last night, unreal, hottest I've ever known it. I just slept out under the stars for the last 2 days, But yeah, so lucky enough, I changed it, and I still had a couple of hours of feed time in, and then I banged them up, sort of 4 or 5 runs on it. So happy days. So I tried the last fish, playing it from the bank. The battery on the boat is starting to, it's only on half power now, which is not good. Oh, here we go. I had a 5 or 6 bleeps then. Well, no, I checked the rod out, and it was just 4 or 5 bleeps. Could have been a cat. You get the odd cat, like little taps and stuff. So it might have been a cat, might have been a drop bite, might have been a liner. Probably a cat, probably. Yeah, as you can probably see, the clouds now are starting to roll in. There's meant to be rain this afternoon, and the next 2 days it's meant to be unsettled for night and day. So we've got some rain coming and stronger winds and stuff like that. So yeah, it's fishy weather, but I've had plenty of fish in the sun, so I don't want it 40 degrees. It's ridiculous. I mean, it's going to drop down. It's still going to be around 30 degrees. It's going to drop, but it's going to have a bit of rain and some winds and that old dark cloud. So yeah, it's better fishing weather. But let's see how we go. Let's see what day 3 afternoon brings, or daytime or afternoon, and I'll check back a little bit later, hopefully again with a nice fish, hopefully a couple of bigger ones to show their face. It's been a day or so, a day and a half now or so since the bigger fish showed. So anyway, I'll sign off, and I'll see all you anglers a little bit later on. Right, it's 2 o'clock on the third day in the afternoon. I've just done a very rookie move. It's an accidental move, but got an absolute blessed intake sort of half hour ago. Jumped in the boat, went to chase it. I mean, this thing was hammering off. I mean, it was definitely no 18 or 21 pound. It was a little bit bigger than that. Obviously size don't really matter, but this thing was powering off, and it's so windy out there. I went out over the top of it and it went round one snag, and I pinged it off that snag, and the boat spun right round on me in the wind, and the line went round the prop, and I had the motor going to keep me balanced in the flow, in the wind. And it just wrapped around the prop and cut me off. So not an happy chappy at the minute. It was definitely a better fish. I mean, obviously, you know, I don't know if it's a massive fish, but it was a better fish. But it's very hard, isn't it, in the wind on a boat, and it's a blow-up boat. Obviously, it's very light, and yeah, it just spun me around in a complete circle, and the line was wrapped under the boat with the fish, and it went straight round the prop, because the prop, you know, the prop was spinning and I had it balanced so it to try and keep me where I was, because the wind would just keep drifting you away. And then it went snap. I was like, no. So yeah, not happy. First take after 10 o'clock this morning, really. I put a load of bait out on a marker, chucked a rod right on the marker, so I heavy baited, so I knew it'd be slow, but trying to get a few runs this evening, see if it'll pick up. And that was just one out of the blue, but the ones out of the blue, after nothing happening, and it really powered me off, and it actually dragged the boat a little bit as I got in it. So yeah, it was a better fish. It's like, damn. But yeah, that's fishing, that's carp fishing. Can't get them all, otherwise we'll be bored. Sign off, and hopefully be back with some better news later on. There we go, first bite after the lost fish, where I've got a cut off on the prop. This one's only about 17 pound, didn't weigh it, it's about 17. But it's quite a pretty fish, isn't it? Yeah, look at the peach colours on it. Nice. Let's get back and let's see if we can get a bigger one. Well guys, just got back from Mirror Lake. I've done 3 nights, four days. Yeah, like 40 degrees heat for the 3 days, 39 degrees at night. Didn't think I was going to catch that much. It was extremely hot. It was just unbearable, really. And then I was going to stay another couple of days, but on the next couple of days we got severe thunderstorm and high winds coming in, and everything is like fishing Mirror Lake is extremely hard. You need a boat. Like if anyone's going there, you have to use a boat with electric trolling motor. You go out, drop your baits 150, 140, throw bait round it, come back, put the rod down, get a bite, pick it up on the boat, out, play the fish off the boat. You can't play from the bank. You'll get 1 in every 5 in, and the rest of them will snag you up and you lose them. So anything big just hammers off and just snags you and snaps you. So you need a boat. So I'm just giving you advice if you want to fish Mirror Lake in Canada. So yeah, so these strong winds were coming in. I landed 1 fish in like foot waves, and it was a nightmare on the boat on your own, spinning around, trying to net the fish, whatever. So when they forecast strong heavy winds here, yeah, then you're looking up, you know, well in the 35 to 40, maybe 50k winds, and it's too windy for a dinghy blow-up boat, as you can see here. So last night I packed up late. I packed up like 12 o'clock at night. threw everything in here, didn't roll it up as you can see, just stuffed it all in here. It's all soaking wet, smelly and whatever, gear spread all over the place here. But anyway, I had a good trip. I had 18 runs, lost some. Biggest fish was 37 and a 34, 27s, 25s, 22s, 24s, all that sort of weight, and a few small ones. Smallest fish was 15-pound mirror, all mirrors obviously. So I think I've done all right considering it's three days in 40 degrees heat with 18 runs. And nothing in the dark hours. You think at night you'd get runs at night when it cools down. Once it got dark, it was dead. It just completely just died, which is very strange. But yeah, all the bites were in the day. Loads of boats, kayakers, you got to prepare for all that. Any markers you put out there, they were picking them up, like on the kayakers and that, looking at them, and they were drifting and moving them. So if you write on it in French, do not move, and then leave it, a lot of the time they were reading it and then leaving it. So that's another advice if you fish it with a marker, is to write on the bottle in waterproof felt tip, do not move. You can put fish in, doesn't matter, just say do not move, and people just leave it alone. So that was a massive plus. I only got maybe 4 or 5 pick up and dragged, and I lost me baited spot, which obviously, you know, makes it a little bit awkward. But anyway, I can go on and on and on about it. You've seen the video, you've seen some decent fish. I had a good time, loved it. Anyone go in there, go for it, have a boat, book up your campsite. There's a couple that, I think there's 2 or 3 on the water, and then you can go out by a boat in the day, find the spots where you want to fish. There's certain areas you can allow to fish, and some banks you can't even go on. So check out with the local people there and make sure you're not on the bank where you're not allowed, because they will come and just throw you straight off and you could even get a fine. So it's a very strong ruled place, very hard to fish, very snaggy, lot of good mirrors. No doubt there's upper 40s. There might even be a 50 in there because they're Israeli mirrors. We don't know how big they grow in Canada, so, but there's definitely a few 30s thrown in, good few upper 20s. They fight like mad. Enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Till the next time, I'll see you again. Now unload this car, or can you help me? See ya.